Hello, thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos, and today we're looking at Unit 4 Quiz 2 Study Guide. Just a review before we take the test, so let's begin. Alright, so a lot of this is just inequalities. We're going to solve some inequalities. We want to understand inequalities and look at a word problem with inequalities. So let's begin. So question 1 says select the values that make inequality R less than 7 true. Okay, so we have these numbers here, and basically we just want to find the ones that are less than 7. Look and see if you can figure out which ones are less than 7. Okay, the ones that are less than 7 are A, that's right. Let's see, try that again. A, uh, E, and F. Okay, and notice it just says less than. If it said equal to, then you would include this one as well, but it doesn't, so it's not that one. All right, next few questions is just to solve for the inequality for x. So I'm going to zoom in here and do some of these. Now this is everything as far as solving inequalities is just like solving equations, except when you're solving inequalities, when you divide or multiply by a negative, you have to swap the inequality sign around. So I'm just going to follow the inverse operations and do every single step here. So we've got negative 3 times x greater than or equal to 90. It's multiplied. We're going to do the opposite and divide by negative 3. Okay. Here's an opportunity that we divide by negative 3, so we have to swap the inequality around. Zoom in a little more here. And I might change colors here. So I got x is less than or equal to 90 divided by negative 3, which is negative 30. I'm going to try this color. All right, that's A. All right, let's look at B. Okay, here we have a variable on both sides, and what I tell my class is to move the letters to the left. So I'm going to first subtract this 3x on both sides. Come all the way across here. And negative 7 minus 3 is negative 10x. Drop down to negative 8, less than or equal to negative 7. All right, now I'm going to move the numbers to the right and do the opposite of minus 8 and add 8 on both sides here. And that's going to get me negative 10x less than or equal to negative 7 plus 8, which is 1. Okay, and now I'm going to divide by negative 10, and don't forget you have to swap the inequality around. So you get x is greater than or equal to negative 1 over 10. It's a lot of fractions with these, but don't let that stress you. All right, let's look at B. Sorry, C. All right, this is just a regular two-step one. All right, first I want to isolate this x here. So I'm going to do the opposite of subtracting 1 and add 1 on both sides. Okay, the 1's cancel out and bring down this 4x. It's going to be less than or equal to 16. Now I'm going to divide by 4. X is less than or equal to 4. Alright, here's D. Here's another variable on both sides, constant on both sides. So I'm going to move the letters to the left. So I'm going to subtract 17x on both sides. Alright, got negative 4 plus a negative 17x is going to get me negative 21x plus 31 greater than or equal to. This will cancel out, bring down to 23. Now I'm going to move the numbers to the right, do the opposite of add 31 and subtract 31 on both sides. And that's going to get me, this 31 is going to cancel out, negative 21x greater than or equal to 23 minus 31, which is 8. Which is negative 8. Alright, now I'm going to divide by a negative 21. And I got to swap the inequality around. So that's going to be x is less than or equal to. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. And we're just going to leave it as 8 over 21. Alright, let's look at E. Another multi-step here. We're going to subtract 18, letters to the left on both sides, 18x. The 18x cancel out on the right, bring it down as negative 83. Here, 30 minus 18 is 12, plus 53. And we're going to move the numbers to the right, do the opposite, subtract 53 on both sides. And that's going to be greater than or equal to negative 136. Bring down this 12x. We're going to divide by 12. Notice we're dividing by a positive. Even though we're dividing into a negative, we're dividing by a positive, so we don't change the inequality. So it's going to be less than or equal to, and this comes out to be negative 11 and a third. Okay, you may get a decimal here, but that's how that's done. Alright, here we got another one. We're going to start with the letters, subtract 52, x on both sides. Okay, the 52's cancel out. That's going to leave you with negative 30, x plus 7, 3, greater than 63. Then I'm going to subtract 73 on both sides. And that's going to get me negative, this will cancel out, leaving negative 30x greater than, the difference between this, negative 10. Let's see if I can get this to zoom out a little bit. We're going to divide by negative 30, which means we're going to swap the inequality around. And you got x is less than 1/3 positive. Alright. Alright, here we got a fraction, but we're still going to do the opposite. The opposite of dividing by 3 is to multiply by 3. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Alright, and when I multiply both sides by 3 here, now these 3's are going to cancel out, leaving x plus 3 is less than 3 times 3, which is 9. Then do the opposite of multiplying by, adding 3 and subtract 3. Notice just because we're subtracting by 3, we're not going to swap the inequality. It's only when you multiply or divide by a negative. Okay? So we're subtracting 3. We're just going to leave it the same. And you have x is less than 6. Alright, here is another fraction. Okay, this time we're going to multiply by 2. Cancel this out. Over here I got 15 times 2, which is 30. Bring it down to 4x minus 6. and I'm going to add 6 on both sides. I got this will cancel out, bring down to 4x greater than or equal to 36. Divide by 4. X is greater than or equal to 36 divided by 4, which is 9. No need to swap the inequality. Alright, a few more problems here. Alright, this is pretty big. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Alright, let's see how big this is. I think I'm going to change my colors back to this black. And I'm going to distribute. Okay, I got 2 times 3, which is 6x. 2 times negative 5, which is negative 10. And it's less than or equal to 4x plus 6. Now it's just like the previous ones. We're just going to move the letters to the left here. Subtract 4x on both sides. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2x positive minus 10 less than or equal to. This will cancel out. Bring down to 6. Now I'm going to add 10 on both sides. Do the opposite of minus. Add 10 on both sides. This will cancel out. Give me 2x less than or equal to 16. Then just divide by 2. It's a positive, so don't change the inequality. X is less than or equal to 8. Alright. Here's another one. Pretty big too. I'm going to zoom in. Alright. We're going to distribute the 5 first. We get negative 30, and it'll be negative 30. So 7r plus, well, I should put plus, should put negative 30r, and then 5 times negative 9, it'll be negative 45. Alright, greater than r minus 17. Alright, now we got like terms here we got to combine. We combine those, and we got negative 24, actually 23. R minus 45 greater than R minus 17. We're going to move the letters to the left, subtract the R. Here you're going to have same sign, find the sum, so you get negative 24R minus 45 greater than, now this will cancel out, negative 17. Alright, now we're going to add 45 on both sides. Okay, this will cancel out, leaving negative 24r greater than, different signs, find the difference, 28. Now we're going to divide by negative 24. Alright, dividing by negative, swap the inequality, and you got r is less than negative 7 over 6. Alright, last we got a word problem. It's kind of complicated. And if you want to pause the video, you can pause the video and read it if you like. But basically what you end up with is 10, let me change colors right quick, 10, 50 plus 32, 50, x less than or equal to 160. We're going to subtract 10, 50 on both sides. Bring down to 3250. X less than or equal to 149.50. Divide by 3250, which is positive. Keep the sign the same. 3250. And X is less than or equal to 4.6. And since we're talking about how many people can go to it, only 4 people can go. Okay, and that's it. That is Unit 2 Unit 4, quiz 2.